thank you for joining me once again this evening. I know it hasn't been long since the last stream, but we have another tornado on the ground already, alright? Now, this is radar indicated according to the National Weather Service. Never mind, they did upgrade it now. So, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground. This is lofting debris up into the atmosphere. This is just to the south of Wyona in Oklahoma. If you are included in this tornado warning, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor possible, away from windows. This is just off to the northeast of Hominy. I know Hominy's a very populated area, and this is a pretty large tornado, okay? So its debris ball keeps growing by every scan now, and the velocities are so impressive with this, right? We could easily have a strong tornado on our hands here, all right? This is not a PDS warning, but it is a confirmed warning, all right? So again, there's no question about it. There is a large tornado on the ground southwest of Wyona in Oklahoma here. This is going to be heading towards Barnsdall and Avon. So if you are in either of those towns, go ahead and seek shelter now. Wyona needs to be in shelter right now. Because this, again, is a large tornado on the ground. It looks like it just went through the south side of Winona. So the southeast side of Winona just took a direct hit from a large destructive tornado, unfortunately. Again, this could be a pretty strong tornado here, you guys. The velocities are insane. There's a decent debris ball. It's really tight rotation. It just keeps wrapping up. It's really sad to see here, guys. Yeah, this could still be on the ground. And again, there's a lot of debris. So this is possibly a large tornado. Again, it's not PDS, but it is definitely on the ground doing damage. Northeast of Hominy, once again. This is going to be, again, I mean, it's going right through the southeast side of Winona, unfortunately. It's pretty much taking a direct hit. It's next likely going to, unfortunately, head through the east side of Pershing, alright? It's probably after that going to head towards either Talent or Nelagoni. But really, anywhere in this warning box, you should be taking shelter unless this tornado's already passed you. Because, I mean, this is a pretty big tornado. It really popped up out of nowhere. But, I mean, it's on the ground there for sure. There's no question about it. We got the debris ball matching up with the velocities. Can't see anything that impressive on reflectivity, but the velocity matches up with the debris ball. So this is on the ground doing damage still, most likely. Again, this is on the southeast side of Winona. This is a pretty large tornado. Okay, so looks like this tornado may have occluded. It may have lifted already, but there is still debris in the atmosphere on the east side of Winona, so stay in shelter here, guys. And it could drop back down even. So we have to watch this very closely. We may have, I mean, we definitely had a tornado on the ground, but we may have just had a damaging tornado on the ground. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be in Missouri. Oh my gosh, the velocities just got even tighter. This may not have lifted. Yeah, this could be a stronger tornado. Texas, you have a new severe thunderstorm warning there. If you are under one of these severe thunderstorm warnings that has either 70-mile-per-hour winds or 1.75-inch hail or larger, you need to be taking shelter, because those are, they can be just as damaging as a tornado. But we have to keep our eyes completely zoomed in here on this possibly still tornado on the ground here. Again, this is just off to the east of Winona. There's not quite as much of a defined debris ball anymore, but it is there, you can tell. A couple scans ago, though, it was much bigger there. But again, this is possibly still a tornado on the ground, so everybody needs to take shelter immediately. This is not PDS, once again, just to reiterate that, but it is observed. Radar confirmed. So, yeah, I mean, this is not what you want to see, obviously. This is our third tornado within the past couple of hours. So, I mean, it's, again, it could still be on the ground, you guys. And it could still be doing damage. It's very impressive on the velocities. New correlation coefficient update, still some debris in the atmosphere there. Still maybe on the ground here, guys. We'll have to wait for the new velocity scan. Your rotation will be right in there now, to the east of Winona. So, yep, there it is. We could still have at least a weak tornado on the ground here. I believe we do have a weak tornado on the ground. This is heading more straight east now rather than northeast, so I'm actually thinking, unfortunately, it's going to hit one of our more populated areas. I think this is going to go through the south side of Barnesdale. All right, Barnesdale's not a huge town, but they do have areas like the Methodist Church, the world's only Main Street oil well. There's a store just called The Store, the Free Will Baptist Church, the Reese Cemetery, Dollar General. So, I mean, it's got some, it's got a little bit of a population there. So, hopefully this does not impact Barnesdale, but take shelter now, because unfortunately it's looking like it's heading right for you guys. Again, this is probably still a smaller tornado, but still, does have the potential to grow larger again, like it was earlier. What in the world? There's some weird noises right now. So anyway, back to coverage here again. This is possibly still a tornado on the ground. In fact, this is likely still a tornado on the ground, actually. So you guys have to be taking shelter. You have to be taking this seriously. Let's see the correlation coefficient update. Yeah, it looks like we still may have a little bit of debris in the atmosphere there. Hopefully that's a sign that this is way weaker now. But the velocities are still growing more intense, so I'm thinking no. We still have a pretty, not strong, but a decent-sized tornado on the ground here, guys. And again, unfortunately, it is looking like this is going to make a direct impact on Barnesdale, Oklahoma. Barnsdall? I think it's Barnsdall, actually. So, you know, we got all these severe thunderstorm warnings, but this is the main story right now for sure. Again, this is most likely still on the ground doing damage. And it could directly impact Barnsdall, Oklahoma. So again, we're just going to hope that this is, we're going to hope that it looks, that it's actually like, you know, like what the correlation coefficient's painting rather than the velocities, because the velocities are showing a moderate-sized tornado, while the correlation coefficients are showing a weaker tornado. There may just not be any heavy debris out here for this tornado to pick up. It is a pretty rural area. But I'm thinking this is still on the ground. And if it intensifies anymore, we may see a PDS warning out of this. Our first PDS of the night, possibly. Again, Barnsdall, Oklahoma, you've had your warning. You need to be in your safe spot now. This is a tornado heading straight for you. Maybe that's debris. It's kind of hard to tell. Let's see the velocities here. They just updated this. It's still observed. It is not PDS. They've condensed it a little bit. Yeah, this is possibly still on the ground, you guys. It may have lifted. Hopefully that's what these... The velocities are not quite as close together, so hopefully that's a sign that it may have occluded, but we've got to assume that this is still on the ground. With a tornado like this, you've got to assume the worst-case scenario just to be safe. Like, what... Okay, so let's pretend you're in Barnesdale, right? What would you do if a large tornado is about to hit you? That's what you should do for this. Now, we're not guaranteeing that a large tornado is going to hit you, but there is a slight possibility of it. By the way, just to break away from that for a second, we do have a storm producing hail up to baseball size and 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here near Buffalo, Missouri. If you are including this, you need to seek shelter. This is a very large hail core, obviously. This is a damaging storm. I'm more concerned about our ongoing tornado, though, or possibly our ongoing tornado. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. We have 2 new severe thunderstorm warnings. Dang. Looks like one of them's out in Virginia, and then the other one's out in Illinois. I did not mean to click that. So again, this is possibly still a tornado on the ground here. If it is, it most likely ripped right through Barnesdale, unfortunately. Hopefully it lifted. But I mean, it may not have. So we gotta stay alert here. Yeah, I mean, again, it could have lifted, possibly, but even if it has, there's still a pocket of very high winds here, just a little bit off the surface. And we don't even know if it's lifted yet, so you need to be in shelter here in Barnesdale. Did I say Barnesdale again earlier? I think I did. So let's actually take it back here to our storm doing baseball-sized hail here in Missouri. And this is not even a radar-indicated threat. This is an emergency management reported threat. So this is a destructive storm about to go through halfway Buffalo, Lewisburg, Phillipsburg, and Lebanon in Missouri. Maybe it'll last as far out as Evergreen, Missouri. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we just had a possible tornado rip through Barnesdall, Oklahoma. It was definitely on the ground for a little bit. The question is, was it on the ground when it went through Barnesdall? It definitely scraped through the east side of Winona. But Winona's not that big anyway, so that's good. Hopefully everybody took the warning seriously and took shelter, because that was pretty large there for a second. The debris ball was. It was about, looks like it was about a mile wide at its max width. Now, that does not mean the tornado was a mile wide. But that means there was debris being picked up for a long time. What strength is the tornado? We don't know if it's still on the ground or not. It could have possibly lifted. If it is on the ground, it is weaker than it was before, though. But we're going to hope that it's lifted here and that it did not hit Barnesdall. This will be moving right over the Bird Creek, just the north of Barnesdall, Oklahoma. Alright, I'm thinking maybe this is lifted now, but stay in shelter as a precautionary thing. And anyway, we've still got huge damaging winds with this, over 75 miles per hour, just a little bit off the surface. Let's see here. Do we have any tornado reports yet from earlier? We do not. We did not have any reports of damage. By the way, new mesoscale. A severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. There's a 95% chance of one being issued for portions of southern Indiana, southwest Ohio, northern Kentucky, and far southeastern Illinois between now and 10 p.m. Eastern. So this area here, expect a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch to come in very shortly. So again, hopefully everybody in Barnesdall took the message seriously and took shelter. because that was definitely at least a moderate tornado for a little bit, at the very least. Alright. Then we can relax a little bit here. Almost guaranteed that this tornado has lifted by now. Ooh, something new spinning up here north of Copan. We actually were watching the Copan area earlier for a very strong storm. It may not actually be spinning up. It looked like it was on the last radar scan, though. They don't even have any kind of warning up for that. They have a special weather statement on the north side of it, but that's for a whole different storm. Interesting. Alright. Let's check up on our baseball storm. Our baseball-sized hailstorm. Oh my gosh. While we were looking at the tornado, this was producing some huge widespread hail. Again, confirmed to be at least baseball size across pretty much all of whatever county this is. And it still is as well. It's going to the north of halfway. So again, we likely had a, well, it's confirmed. We had a tornado on the ground for a little bit here near Barnsdall, Oklahoma, if you're just now tuning in. We have quite a few severe storms moving through the DFW Metroplex. Some of them capable of producing damaging winds and very large hail. And this is a pocket of pretty high winds here to the southwest of Benbrook, actually. Looks like it was even more intense earlier near Weatherford. But still pretty strong now. Again, this is southwest of Benbrook, Texas. See here. Still has the observe tag on it, by the way, the tornado warning does, but it's definitely no longer on the ground. New tornado warning, they extended it, but it's radar indicated. But they did extend this warning now out to Bartlesville. So, the city of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, it's a pretty big city. You need to be taking cover now. I don't have my sound ready. Of course, I'm not prepared. So, just to kind of alert everybody, in case, you know, they just have this on in the background, kind of need to get everybody's attention real quick.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
There is a new tornado warning for Bartlesville, Oklahoma. There's a pocket of pretty strong velocities heading straight for the city. This could reproduce another tornado. It's already dropped a decent-sized tornado near Barnsdall. And now it's moving straight for Bartlesville, pretty much. Actually, this does not look good here. May actually be a little bit to the south of Bartlesville, closer to places like Matoka and Ochelata. We could have a tornado try to drop down again here. This is crazy. And another tornado warning. That's going to be out in Missouri, actually, for the storm near Buffalo, so I'm going to go ahead and sound the alarm on that one again. I got rid of the tab, though, because I didn't think I'd need to use it again. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play the sound.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
There's another new tornado warning for Phillipsburg, Buffalo, and Lebanon in Missouri. Seek shelter if you are included in this warning. This goes all the way out to Evergreen. This is for the same storm that was doing the baseball hail. So, be seeking shelter there. Don't wait. Do it now. No reason to wait. And our storm near Bartlesville, just to the south of Bartlesville, it's a little bit weaker on the velocities compared to the last scan, but it's still pretty intense. So you need to be seeking shelter down here as well. Yeah, this has a really interesting hook on it. Earlier, there was like a near textbook perfect supercell. I believe it is this one. Let me play it back here. This supercell, like, look at how textbook perfect that is. Like, you can look at the cover of a meteorology studying tornadoes textbook. That's the picture that you'll see. And now it has a severe thunderstorm warning on it as it approaches St. Louis. St. Louis has already been hit pretty hard. If you didn't see the last stream, there's a tornado that went close to St. Louis. But this one's got a really good hook, too. This one's a pretty good-looking, healthy supercell as well, unfortunately. Again, guys, this is going to go just on the north side of Buffalo here. New severe thunderstorm warning. That is going to be there in Texas, I believe. And okay. Oh no, that's not confirmed. That's from the one earlier. They still haven't downgraded that warning. That's weird. This could try to reproduce very shortly here. Fortunately, this isn't a very messy radar zone. We have quite a few people watching. If you're just now tuning in, we have a couple areas that we are watching to drop a tornado. We did have a tornado on the ground just a few minutes ago near Barnesdall, Oklahoma. That same cell is trying to reproduce another tornado somewhere near in between Ochelata and Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Then we've got another storm that we're watching closer to the Lebanon and Buffalo area in Missouri that is capable of producing a tornado. And there's another new tornado warning. That's all the way down in Texas. That is going to be for the southern DFW metro. Oh, gosh, guys. Okay, this is really bad, guys. We have got some very tight rotation wrapping up just to the south of DFW. This is our new main focus. We keep switching, but, I mean, there's so much going on. This is heading for Joshua, Keene, Alvarado, Lillian, and Venus. Seek shelter in this warning immediately. This could be bad, guys. And I'm not saying this to scare you, right? I'm a fan of the motto, don't be scared, be prepared. But I need to hammer it home that this is bad. So I'm even going to play the sound here really quickly, just to get everybody's attention.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
New tornado warning for Keene, Joshua, and Alvarado. They're in Texas. There's also a new severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma. This is really bad, though. And this is something we're going to watch incredibly closely as it moves through the southern DFW suburbs. Guys, this is really bad. Oh my goodness. Another new severe thunderstorm warning. That one is not even sure because it's not popping up at the bottom of the list like it's supposed to. I think it's out in West Virginia. Guys, this is really bad. We need everybody here in this warning to be in shelter now. Wow. It's getting rough out here, guys. Again, it's not confirmed to be on the ground yet, but it could drop any second. This is moving pretty much due east at 35 miles per hour here. So it's going to possibly directly impact the north side of Keene. And Keene is a pretty populated town. Pretty populated city, I should say, even. This is just to the south of the San Miguel Mexican Grill there. Miguel, not Miguel. Hopefully the sirens are going off here in all these different communities in North Texas. I believe this, if this drops, this will be our 4th tornado. I do believe. Should get a new radar update literally any second now. We're going to actually go back up here to Oklahoma and just make sure that nothing major's happened here on this cell near Bartlesville. Oh my gosh. Guys, this one's getting worse too. I can't decide whether to look at this one or the one down in Texas. We have another possible tornado on the ground south of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Okay, the rotation's a little bit weaker here in Texas, but stay in shelter in that warning. We need to get our focus back to the Oklahoma cell really quickly. We'll check on Missouri. By the way, that severe thunderstorm watch that I was talking about, it did just get issued for parts of Indiana and Ohio. Another new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be in Indiana. Guys, again, this is a possibly on the ground again. Check the correlation coefficient. Not seeing any debris yet. But again, south of Bartlesville, Oklahoma right now. Again, right in here is your possible tornado. This is heading kind of off to the east-northeast towards places. Luckily, it should stay in a pretty rural area. But just as a precautionary thing, everybody in this warning, go ahead and take shelter. Another new severe thunderstorm warning. That's out in Virginia. This is, if any of you were watching me during the Ohio tornado outbreak, this is very reminiscent of that, where there's like 4 different areas at once that we have to be watching. And you know what? This rotation looks to be fizzling out a little bit, but I just noticed the north of here, like, what is going on here? We mentioned this earlier. It's over the Cotton Valley. It could be trying to rotate there. Hopefully that's all just contamination, and it's not actual rotation, but... Alright, let's go back up here to Missouri, just check on it. That hook is so defined, man. Not seeing any signs that this is really on the ground yet, though. Ooh, what's that? I don't think that's anything. Back down here to Texas. Let's make sure nothing's popped off. Okay, yeah, the rotation has continued to fizzle out here. Luckily, it looks like near Keene in Texas. Stay in shelter though ahead of that, because it could easily spin back up. Back up to Bartlesville. Still pretty tight rotation there. Nothing on the ground yet, but you got to be in shelter. This is going to go either near Hog Shooter or near Oglesby. Luckily, neither of them are very populated, though. Now we're getting severe storms all the way into Indiana. Again, this could be trying to do something here south of Bartlesville. Back down here to DFW. Again, it's a bit weaker on the rotation side of things. But that doesn't mean it can't get its act back together and spin up something there. Then back here in Missouri, this is the thing I was interested in. Like, what is this northwest of Buffalo? It's hard to tell with the velocities being in such a bad spot. It doesn't look like it's a tornado, though, because that doesn't match up with the reflectivity. It's just a little suspicious. I was in a very similar area to the reflectivity, but it doesn't match up perfectly, luckily. So, let's take a look at this cell here in Wentzville, Missouri. Kind of looks like it's kind of right in east-northeast there. Hopefully that goes north of the St. Louis downtown area. But then again, north of the St. Louis downtown area already got hit. Yeah, guys, this is still some pretty tight rotation here southeast of Bartlesville, Oklahoma now. It's looking like this could go through the north side of Oglesby. Oh, okay. It kind of backed off the rotation in that most recent velocity update. Let's get another look at DFW. And nothing much. I think we're going to keep our focus mainly on Missouri now. It's kind of top priority. The velocity is just in kind of a messy spot, unfortunately. New tornado warning. That is going to be down in Oklahoma. That's a continuation here. It's not a new supercell. So seek shelter in Nowata. It's a pretty populated area, and the area of rotation could go right on through you. So back over to Missouri, back towards Lebanon. These storms are almost stationary here in Missouri. They've not been moving very fast. It says it's moving east at 50 miles per hour. It just didn't seem like it was really moving, but it is. Slowly but surely. And again, it's a little hard to see where the velocities actually meet up. But wow, that's such a defined hook. We do have storm chasers Brandon Kopic and Corey Gherkin on this storm. So if anything significant happens, we will know. I wish we weren't in such a bad velocity coverage zone. I mean, that hook is crazy. We do have Storm Chaser Brad Arnold on our storm in the St. Louis suburbs. It's a little bit less impressive now in terms of a hail threat. Still there, though, as it approaches Wentzville, the south side of Wentzville. Gonna go through areas like Walmart, Aldi, the Holt High School, the Save-A-Lot, the Hampton Inn. We do have 2 flash flood warnings out here, by the way. Now, we had 1 last stream, and now we have 2. This warning did just get updated. It's down to 1.25 inch hail, so the National Weather Service does agree with me that the hail threat is backing off just a little bit. It's still there, though. Speaking of which, even without the tornado threat on this supercell, the hail is pretty big. Not as big as it was. I don't think it's doing baseballs anymore like it was earlier, but could maybe be doing some golf ball size hail. For a while there, I was very concerned about the south side of DFW. I really thought we were going to see something spin up there when it looked like this specifically. South of Joshua. So southwest of Joshua. We should get a new SPC update soon. In fact, it's already out. And it looks like they actually got rid of the moderate risk. We are down to just an enhanced risk for severe weather. Oh, and it's already popped up here on Radar Omega. How did I not notice that? Okay, so they have dropped the 4 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather. There is still a 10% hatched on tornado. The only thing that really changed was the hail threat got downgraded. It's still 30% hatched, but it was 45% hatched, which was the only thing driving the moderate risk, and that's gone. This is our... that's not the new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see here. Looks like that's out there in Missouri. Yeah, that's the new one. Ugh. Alright. Not liking the look here still, as it approaches Nowata. You guys need to be in shelter there. But at this point, that's the only supercell I'm actually, like, super concerned about. Get it? A supercell. No pun intended. Except for I did kind of make it intended after I made that pun. Okay. Whatever. Right, it looks like it's backing off a little bit, but something could still develop in here, or in here even. May have something trying to develop here near southeast of Hominy. This has the tornado possible tag on it. It's broad rotation, which is why it has that tornado possible tag instead of just a warning. Well, it's not broad, it's just not that strong. It is pretty tight, though, actually. Just not strong enough to warrant a tornado warning. And looks like we've got this severe thunderstorm still up here north of Greencastle, Indiana. Just trying to get a little bit of a catch up on all of our storms that we have right now, right? So we got Wentzville, which it's a supercell, but it's not that insane. Then we've got our severe thunderstorms down south of DFW. None of those are that impressive. This one's doing golf ball size hail. I doubt it is anymore, though. What the heck? The hail core's pretty much gone. It never was that impressive with it, though. Then obviously we've got our tornado warning storm there. Got some severe thunderstorm warnings up here in Oklahoma, but the main thing we're watching in Oklahoma, again, is the tornado warnings. Same thing with these out here in Missouri. Like, there are severe thunderstorm warnings with this that have 70-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball hail, but the reason I'm not pointing that out is because just next to that, there's a tornado warning. But you should be in shelter in the considerable severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm not even playing a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued sound this time. I'm just playing the tornado one. Speaking of which, new tornado warning. It is for this side. I was talking about the rotation southeast of Hominy. There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and play the sound on that one.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Southeast of Hominy. Go ahead and take shelter here. This is another supercell rotating just on behind this one here that already dropped a tornado. So, unfortunately, Barnsdall is under another tornado warning. And they may think, oh yeah, the tornado already passed. But no, there's a new one. They may not realize that, which is bad. Alright, the hook's doing some goofy stuff here. It's pretty much done, I think. The velocities never were that impressive. The tornado warning on the south side of DFW expires in 8 minutes. It might get reissued, but it's not nearly as impressive as it was earlier. So, not much to worry about there. I really want to watch this. West of Nowata. I think Nowata should be in shelter. Same thing with Delaware and the Twin Bridges area. Because that could spin up another area of rotation there. All the other tornado warnings are not quite as intense looking as they once were. We haven't checked out this warning here in Virginia yet. It's in a bit of a radar pickle there. Why did I call it a pickle? It's a radar hole. I guess when people say, I'm in a bit of a hole, I'm in a bit of a pickle, I don't know. What am I talking about? Okay. Anyway, that storm's not super impressive, but it's doing some large hail damaging winds out there in Virginia. At this point, I think the focus is shifting back to severe thunderstorm warnings rather than tornado warnings, because stuff like baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds cannot be ignored. Alright. It's coming a little bit back here in Texas, maybe. I think those are just damaging winds, though. Not really a tornado threat associated with that very much. You know, we haven't seen literally anything out of Arkansas today. And they were in a part of the moderate risk, I believe. Or no, they weren't in the moderate risk, but they were in the enhanced risk. But we haven't seen anything out of here. It's like the tornadoes know where the state borders are, and they just want to, like, not go into Arkansas, I guess. Like, these showers starting to pop off here are, like, the first thing we've seen all day from Arkansas. And those are just little sprinkly dudes. Those aren't supercells. The tornado warning in Missouri was removed. As I was saying, it was doing goofy stuff. We still have a baseball-sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind warning. You still need to be in your safe place. This is still a destructive, severe thunderstorm warning. Go ahead and take shelter there. Same thing for this one even. Like 1.75 inch hail, that's still golf ball size, and that's still 70-mile-per-hour winds, which is crazy. New severe thunderstorm warning, that is going to be, oh, there's actually two of them. One of them is going to be down there in Texas. The other is going to be in Oklahoma, I believe. This one down here in Texas, the new one, does include Waxahachie, which is a relatively populated area there. Actually, pretty populated. It's very populated, I would say. We still have 3 tornado warnings, technically, but none of them are really that concerning. If anything, the one near Nevada I'm watching in Delaware, you'd be in shelter in this warning. There's a new mesoscale. There is a watch likely for northeast Texas, southeast Oklahoma, and southwest Arkansas. Looks like things are finally going to start in Arkansas. This area hasn't seen much all day, but the storms are starting to sweep into your area just a little bit there. So 80% chance of a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. More specifically, it reads... The mesoscale reads, let me pull it up here. By the way, I see you, sneaky rotation up there. You're still trying to do something, huh? The severe threat is increasing with severe hail and gusts the main concern. A tornado or two is also possible. We also have another new mesoscale concerning the tornado watch for northeast Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, and southeast Kansas. Even northwest Arkansas is included in that, even though they're not under a watch. It says tornado threat increasing this evening. So the tornado threat isn't even at its peak yet. And we've already seen, what, 3 tornadoes? So, I mean... Oh, there's Mr. Storm. I'm sorry, I didn't see your messages. My chat messages aren't working today. Yeah, there have been 3 tornadoes on the ground so far. One of them was back here, the one that you showed to me, it was, wherever it was, back here in Oklahoma. Then we had another one closer to Barnesdall. It was relatively strong. And then we had another one close to St. Louis that was, a little bit on the stronger side, but pretty weak in general, I'd say. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. That's in Illinois and Missouri. That's a continuation for this storm that's currently going through Wentzville. Yeah, I don't know why my chat isn't doing, like, live chat messages. Can somebody help me out and, like, type a chat message? I want to see if it'll pop up for me. I tried to fix it. I don't think I did fix it, but I want to see if I did or not. Oh, it worked. I did fix it. Thank you, Mr. Storm. I appreciate it. Alright, this warning down here in Texas expires in 1 minute. So they're probably going to let that go. Oh, whoa. This pocket of high winds did develop, though. It's not rotation, but it's some high winds there, dude. It's only warned for 65-mile-per-hour winds, but that might get upgraded soon. Alright, there goes our tornado warning. So we only have 2 left. They're both up here in Oklahoma. Even though they're close to each other, they are 2 different cells, even though it may not look like that. Alright, so... This one's really trying to do something, but it keeps failing. It's still trying, guys. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's probably still best to stay in shelter up here if you are still in this warning. I know a lot of people there like, I just want to go to bed. But this one I'm not nearly as concerned about anymore. I'd say large hail and damaging winds are going to be the thing with that one. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, this is kind of taking a bow echo shape here as it approaches Waxahachie. Waxahachie could be about to get slammed by some damaging winds. For sure. I just now realized we don't even have any considerable severe thunderstorm warnings left. No destructive ones, not even any considerable ones. And these tornado warnings up here, not looking quite as impressive. This one should really be removed. This one could still try to spin something up here, north of Delaware, in between Delaware and Lenapaw. Alright, you guys. Kind of had to sit still again in terms of the severe weather. So we're going to end off here. Probably will not be any more streams tonight. But if anything, if like a tornado is on the ground, I'll go live again. But outside of that, I think I'm done for the night. I've done a ton of streams today. I want to thank you all for watching, no matter which one of them you watched. We had quite a few viewers tune in today. It's been a lot of fun talking to you guys. I want to give specific shout-outs to Mr. Storm and Airborne Animations, just because they are always there. They always tune in. They always leave positive chat messages. They always participate. They always help out any way they can. They ask good questions. I just want to thank them really quickly. But yeah, I want to see you guys. What? I'm going